Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Please slowly take your hands and put it on your eyes, masters. And gently, whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes and look at your palms. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you all hear me okay, masters?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. Beautiful session. Let us all take the opportunity to thank the masters, universe, and the energies we received today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Today, we will delve into a beautiful concept of manifestation to realization. A concept that is truly familiar to all of us. So why my manifestations does not manifest? Right? We'll talk about frequency. We'll talk about embodiment, a little bit of enlightenment. We'll try to connect the dots to make sure that how this is all coming together and why this matters, why this alone matters. So everything is frequency. We all know that. Everything is energy, everything is frequency, everything is vibration. Whether things are moving, things are not moving, everything is vibrating at their own frequency. Right? So the concept that we are trying to align today is essentially trying to connect this, right? Hey, I'm manifesting things in my life. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. But there is this central question that every one of us have in our mind. Why do I repeatedly create the same experience even when I consciously want something else or something different? Right? This is a very open and a very intuitive question that we always have. Our inner will always keep pulling it back to this basic question that why is that I said I don't want it, but I'm repeating my experience, right? And then once you get to that phase where you will start to eventually question that if I can observe my thoughts, my emotions in my body, who is the one observing them, right? So the second question will lead you into from manifestation to enlightenment, like the Vedantic aspect of what we are trying to become in. Now the basic question is, why does my manifestation fail? This is the basic question. You know, we say that in our life, right? I want abundance. I want to have this type of lifestyle. You try to make a vision board out of it. You try to write it down, 100 times. You repeatedly chant in your mind again and again. You try to remember that you want to be in abundance. You visualize money, you visualize life, you visualize everything, whatever you want to become. And internally, as much as you're trying to stay abundant as a manifestation, you internally, as your inner, you start to put yourself on the mark. And then we keep saying, what if I lose my job? Or money is such a difficult thing to earn. People like me, but they don't become, it's just not easy to become a wealthy person. I don't deserve this much of credit. I must always struggle to survive. So what happens is, in your inner, you always have these three different messages going on. Always. There is a mind layer, there is an emotion layer, and there is a body layer. They don't come together. My mind is saying, I want abundance. My emotion is saying, I'm afraid or afraid of losing what I have today. My emotion is expressing that. And my body is coming out and saying that abundance is an unsafe thing, right? This is a very, very important. Today, we're going to demystify the manifestation concept. If we are aligned to today's topic, manifestation will be a cakewalk for all of us. So essentially, what is happening is the conscious mind is moving much faster, while the deeper conditioning of us is pulling backward. My inner conscious, my conscious mind is telling me that I want abundance, right? But my deeper conditioning, whether it is from the emotion or from my body, it is pulling me, it is conditioned to pull me back. So whatever I'm trying to get, I'm not able to be there. So the key metaphor that, the key aspect of this, why my manifestation is not working, the answer to that is very simple. You may be consciously desiring one reality while unconsciously living from another reality. It is very simple to put the math, right? Your mind is asking for something while your emotion and body is living on something else. You may consciously, we may say, okay, I want that abundance, but I'm afraid of losing my position, emotion. And your body is signaling that I don't need it. I'm comfortable where I am. It is happening unconsciously. The conditioning of the body as well as the conditioning of your emotions are happening unconditionally. They are not in your control. They're just happening. Unconsciously, you're expressing that. But conditioned conscious mind is asking for something else. And when you put these three together, you know that you're not going to manifest because all three have to align. What is the three things have to align? What do you mean? Is the frequency have to align. What you are thinking, what you are expressing emotionally, expressing, and what you are doing through your body, they have to align. Otherwise, manifestation won't become a reality. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to go a little deeper into this subject, right? To understand why traditional manifestation fails, we need to understand how the frequency works, right? How the frequency works is the most important thing to unravel that mystery of why my manifestation is not working. Albeit, we'll talk about why to manifest, right? Why I should even manifest. Why cannot I live in the truth? Right? We can also talk about that a little bit. But the concept is very simple. I'm trying to manifest something, I'm not able to manifest it. So if I try to put the frequency, it operates in three distinct layers, right? And they are almost never aligned. Layer one is your mental frequency. Layer two is your emotional frequency. And of course, layer three is your somatic body frequency, right? What you think you want, what you actually feel, very important, and what your body believes is safe. What you think you want, what you feel, what you actually feel about that want, right? And the third one, which is the most important, the somatic aspect of it, what your body believes is safe. If your body does not believe what you're asking is safe, you will never be able to manifest that in your life. It is never going to become a reality. You may wish for eternity, but that reality will never come to you. So if we try to put this in perspective, today what we're going to do, we're going to bring all of these three things together and try to understand how do I make it more sensible, right? Does it make sense to me? Why my manifestation is not working? So let's talk about the mental frequency, the emotional frequency. The mental frequency is what you think you want. The emotional frequency, which is layer 2, is what you feel, what you actually feel. And then third one, somatic, which is the body frequency, which tells you that is it safe to get what I'm looking for, or am I losing something here? So whatever you're asking in your mind, even today, if you're trying to say, okay, I wanted a better sleep tonight, you probably are doing it a lot of things with your conscious mind. This is my conscious mind telling me that I need to do this. I have a thought. I have to affirmation. I have to do an intention. I need this, right? It sets a destination. It's like, it punches some coordinates in your own GPS system. In your own GPS system, it punches some coordinates. Is it important? Absolutely, it is important. Is it important that it is very, very powerful? Not remotely, right? What is your power of your conscious mind compared to everything else? It is 5%, right? Your conscious mind controls about 5% of your behavior and experience. That's all it is. It's like a tip of the iceberg. Visible, articulative, right? But does not steer the ship. Does not force, does not steer, does not control. It doesn't have anything. This is mental frequency. So many things that you see in your life, you may say, I want it, I want this, I want. Some of them will evaporate right then and there. Some of them will stay for some time with you and then leave. Some of them may stay longer with you and then eventually get out. But that layer is only 5%. The second layer, what you actually feel about that what, this is your subconscious layer. Your habitual emotional states, your default feelings, the mood you return to when no one is watching, right? What is your default state when nobody's watching? This layer is far more powerful than your thoughts, right? Why is this layer more powerful? Even the scientists have proven that your emotional state generates a very measurable electromagnetic field that comes from your heart that is 5,000 times greater than the field generated by your brain. That is how impactful this state of feeling is, right? When you are genuine in your expression of joy, gratitude, love, or your heart, right? It's when you're so when you express that, what happens is there is a kind of coordinated connection that forms between heart and your brain, which is what we call coherence, right? A state where they, they both will synchronize. There is an electromagnetic broadcast that happens from your heart to mind, right? In an orderly fashion, which is very powerful, very pure, very clear, and very authentic. It is very, very important that we have this clarity, right? This coherence is very, very important. See what happens when you are frustrated, right? When you have anxiety, when you are in doubt, your very subtle energies, the low grade energies within you, what you're forming, right? The field becomes very chaotic, the field becomes very weak. So in that state, you are actually broadcasting static, lot of static, not your real, actual, natural signal. This is why, even though you say I am abundant 100 times, but you feel worried, you are tight, you are desperate while you say it, you are sending a mixed message. And remember this, your emotional frequency always wins. Always wins. There is no way you can beat your emotional frequency. You may have mentally chanted a particular thing million times. It doesn't really matter. If your emotional frequency is not aligned to that, the field is chaotic, field is not in line, you will miss what is that emotion. Now comes the beauty of it. Okay, I have asked for abundance. Now I'm expressing that abundance through my emotion. I'm feeling it. I'm releasing that feeling that I want this abundance. Now, does this abundance, whatever I'm asking, is my body up to it? What is this somatic frequency? Why is this the most important layer? This is the deepest layer that have to align, and this is your nervous system, your cellular memory, right? Your body's ingrained safety mechanism, the sense that is, it is familiar, right? And it knows that it is safe to be there. It accepts that, okay, I've heard about it, I know about it, I feel about it, all that has happened, it really is holding on that memory. This is the layer most people are not even aware that it exists. And this is the most powerful layer of all. What we think is our body, my body is a vehicle. No, it is not. Your body is a transmitter. Your body is an antenna. It is not just a vehicle. It will store every experience, everything you have ever heard, ever felt, right? Everything is stored in your body. There is nothing that is not there. Every moment of your fear, every moment of your scarcity, every moment of your rejection or danger that you experienced, especially in the early part of your life, got encoded into our nervous system. And that is what we call survival. How do I know I am surviving? That survival came from that. The early years of your earth journey, when you were born, when you were a kid, you have learned all these things over a period of time. Your body started to accept some of them, the belief systems, right? And these programs run within you automatically. And these run underneath your conscious awareness. They are not in the conscious state. Underneath your conscious awareness, they are running. They determine what you feel is safe or dangerous, what feels familiar, what feels threatening, right? What your nervous system will allow you to receive at any given point in time, what it will reject, what it sabotage and shut down, right? To protect you. When should I shut down to protect you? This is very, very important, the somatic frequency. Here's the part, right, that changes everything the way we look at it, right? Our body's frequency overrides our mind's desires every single time. This is true. That is why you can think abundant throughout the day. Throughout all of the day, you can think about abundant. But if your body is wired in that belief that money equals danger, or success means I will be alone, or expansion of my energies is unsafe, your nervous system will engage with an emergency brake. That's it. It will pull the plug. This is again, right? I'm just giving one example. You can create your own example, or you can actually, whatever you're manifesting in your life, if that is not happening because your nervous system is not letting it happen. This is the most important, right? How does it act? It will create illness, it will create procrastination, it will do a self-sabotage, a simple field of energetic resistance. You don't even consciously be aware of it. It's happening underneath that awareness, right? That repels every single second. That repels every single second the very thing that you are trying to attract in your life. And we feel like, okay, my body is punishing you. No, your body is not punishing you. It is protecting you from what it has learned, from what it has gained over the years, what you have trained it to be. Long ago, when you were in your childhood days, and when it started learning on this, it has put itself into the state that if I go into an uncomfortable situation, it is not safe for me. And you believe that, and you feel it is a threat, then the body, today, that threat, what you believed in your system, is now coming in front of you and not letting you to become that fear. Because the body is saying, I'm protecting you because I know when I'm in childhood, I had this experience. Because of that, my cellular memory has this information, and hence I'm not gonna let you display that nervous state, that which is required for you to be in abundance. Hence, I'm shocked. So now what we do is we don't look into this aspect of it, the deeper layer of this, we are not looking at this. What we are looking at is we are trying to identify, okay, my state of uh, mind is actually pulling things, saying that I need this something in my life. And my act of emotion, right? The expression is saying, okay, you can get it provided you have ABCD or whatever, right? The feel that you're generating, but your nervous system is not aligned. So what happens every single time? Whatever you may have in your mind, it just been overwritten. This is pure physics, friends. This is pure physics. Your body broadcasts louder than your mind, right? We all know that our brain generates electromagnetic field, right? And we can measure it by EEG. It's real. It is very powerful. It can tell you exactly how your brain is, it's like wired, right? But if you go a little deeper, your heart generates electromagnetic field that is 5,000 times stronger than electrical pulses that you have. 5,000 times stronger on the electrical side. 100 times stronger in the magnetic field compared to your brain. Right? Our brain, we know, expands within the body and all that. The heart's field is much more. It extends 8 to 10 feet around your body in all directions. Right? Other people can literally feel it, even if you're not consciously aware of it. Right? We all experience this when you walk into a room and instantly sense someone's mood, or instantly see something is not right, or you're reading, what is happening inherently is you're reading their field because you are in their field. But how do I, what is the quality? That the quality of your heart's electromagnetic field is determined by your emotions. How is my emotional state maintained? It is generated by your nervous system, the sensory aspect, the sense of safety. That's why when you're walking into an unknown room, you don't feel comfortable. You're like very uncomfortable walking in there because you don't know what is there in there. But when you walk into a known space, you don't feel uncomfortable. You just walk in there. You say, I've been here many times. I don't care. Why is that? The simple math to this is when your nervous system feels safe, calm, and it is perfectly aligned or regulated, your heart and brain, right, synchronize. They both synchronize together. This is what we call, right, heart-brain coherence. When you have the heart-brain coherence, your electromagnetic field becomes very orderly. It has got a beautiful structure. It is very powerful, right? It goes in that order. When you are in that space, you're broadcasting a clear signal that says, I am whole, I am safe, I am abundant, I am complete. Your signal, your body signal is projecting that, the antenna, the transmitter. Even though you're not asking for it consciously, but your body is actually signaling that you are abundant. Because the quantum field has infinite possibilities. And then it responds to that signal, what you are transmitting all the time through your nervous system. So it responds to that coherence. So what happens? The signal that you're putting it out and the signal that your universe knows how to give you, they both match. When they match, abundance is not you're trying to become. Abundance is what you are. You're not trying to get there by doing it. You're attracting that energy into you. See, it shifts. It totally shifts the way we do things, you know. On the same token, if your nervous system is dysregulated, disjointed, right? When it is very subtle with your stress, with worry, with lot of survival kind of a thinking, right? Always survival, worry. Your field that you are carrying becomes very chaotic. So there is no more that orderly signals, the coherence is not there. You're not, it's like you wanted to transmit a beautiful music, but you are transmitting such a utter, noise. One thing we should know is the quantum field does not respond to your noise. If you are confused, if you are chaotic, your response, it will not respond. This is the hidden mechanism for every manifestation failure. If you really go back into anyone's manifestation, if it is not working, it has to be one of these things. And for most part, you will find that somatic frequency is not in alignment. You are trying to broadcast a new signal with an instrument that is out of tune, obsolete. It's not transmitting what you are looking for. It is totally in a different reality. So what happens? You will never get what you are looking for. If I do not understand this state of being, this state of happening to me, right? How do I shift? There is no way you can shift. If I'm saying that this is the real reason why things are not getting manifested the way they are supposed to, this is why it is like this. So now, if you take this into context, this conversation, this topic, or this concept into context, and you put it into your life, then we will know very clearly the life that you have right now is a perfect match of frequency you are broadcasting. This is how you have been. The frequency that you have been broadcasting is what is your life today, not the frequency you want to broadcast. Right? Not the frequency that you think you are broadcasting. The frequency that your nervous system actually feels safe, that broadcast. That is your current reality. You cannot change that. That is your current reality. Everyone's reality. Your income, your relationship, your family, your health, your opportunities. Nothing is random in this world. There is nothing called luck. There is no bad luck. There is no good luck. It is not the universe. It is not the God who is withholding from you or punishing you. It is a mirror effect. Your outer world is a reflection back an exact frequency that you carry in your body, that you have been transmitting 24 cross 7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week throughout the years. If you are surrounded with scarcity, just imagine an example. If you are surrounded with scarcity all the time, your body believes scarcity is safe, right? And if you are now in a relationship, when you are fully seeing it, your body believes that this relationship is not invisibly safe. Why? Because in that scarcity, your body's nervous system got accustomed to a signal that this is safe, scarcity is safe, safe, safe. Now suddenly you bring a family, you bring a relationship, and now you wanted to go, it is gonna bring it back. So what happens? The relationship cracks. If you think that same thing happens with income, right? If you think that if you are stuck at a certain income level and your body believes that this level of income is my boundary, is my safety, like a lot of times you see people, friends talking about it. Hey, I should have so much for my family life, I should have so much for my comfort life, luxury life and all that, right? So what happens the moment you have this feeling that you believe and your body feels that, okay, this income is the safest income, even though you go and try harder to make more, you will continuously fail. Why is that? After doing exhaustive work again and again, and your income doesn't go up, you start to feel that you're a failure. It is not the failure. It is because you have attuned your frequency to a point where you feel like, as if I have this income, I am safe. And your body is protecting you to make sure that you're making that. Anything above, it feels unsafe. Even though mentally you feel like, yes, I need it. I need it. For ABC reason, I need it. Right? No matter how much harder you try, how many attempts you go and do it, right? You will only get exhausted. So this is the very important. This is why we yield nothing. It is not like we are lazy. It is not like you're broken. It is not like we are crushed in that moment that I'm not able to get it. It is just because we are broadcasting a wrong frequency. And the beauty, my dear friends, is this frequency can be tuned. This frequency can be recalibrated. That's why truth changes everything. You have the power to change this frequency. Your body can learn new definitions. Your body can be withdrawn and brought back with the new channel of frequency. Not by giving affirmations, not by repeating them, not teaching to try harder, not wanting it more. Right? Teaching becomes a different frequency. At a cellular level, the nervous system level, your body starts to broadcast this unconscious, it's called unconscious broadcast. When you change your frequency, you don't attract different reality, you become a different reality. Very, very important. When your inner frequency, you change your inner frequency at a cellular level, at the nervous system level, at the level where your body is unconsciously broadcasting. You don't attract different reality. You become the very reality that you're broadcasting. And your outer world has no choice but to recognize itself as a match. It has to recognize itself. This is what Tesla talks about, frequency. You don't go work hard for that. You just feel and express it. That frequency can change, right? If when your body learns that frequency, not by using thoughts, right? Not by using thought, by creating that somatic experience, once you teach it to your nervous system, your abundance is safe, expansion is safe, I am safe receiving everything what I need, all that will come to you. That's why belief system, remember belief system. If your belief system is so strong, right, then nothing can happen. That's why we have to walk out of what you have. That's why for the enlightenment, we say you have to unlearn everything to learn again. Unlearning is a process of releasing all that does not carry you forward, take you to the next level. Unlearn what you have learned, then relearn the right way. Attract that frequency, what makes things come your way, not run away. Make things come your way, right? So if I bring these three layers together, the thought, the feeling, the body, and the behavior, and finally the experience. You are saying that, okay, in a thought, right? For example, I want financial freedom, right? Let's say I want financial freedom, thought. And your feeling is like, I'm afraid if I lose everything, right? You have that feeling. And the body is like, money is equal to danger, or money is a additional responsibility, or it is like, I don't know what all I have to do. Your body is expressing that. What happens? Behavior, you will avoid risk, you will procrastinate, you will be overspending, and you will be undercharging, whatever the work that you're doing, right? You're not really attracting that. There is no financial freedom there. And the experience seems to, what happens with the experience? I never seem to get ahead. I don't know. I keep doing it. I don't get it. I don't make much more than what I'm making. I've been trying it for a number of years, different strategies, different ways and looks and of it, but it's just not happening. But if I try to break down that manifestation ask, right, it is not necessarily at the thought. The deeper system is not aligned. The conscious intention that you're bringing in, your deeper system is not aligned with that. So the important shift that we have to bring in our life is it is not about attracting, it is about becoming, right? This is why it is very much required for us to understand that if I am doing one thing, there is an impact on other thing. So now if you bring all the three layers together and you ask this question, how can I get what I want? Right? Embodiment. What must I do naturally to get to become, to live in this reality? And the turning point is, who is that I that wants to become something, which is now shifting into the next level. Now that I understand the concept of it, now I shift to the next level, the truth. So every aspect of life, whether we look at it from our point of view or the universe's point of view, there is a distinctive way to look at it. For you, one thing may seem problem, For someone who has the knowledge or who has seen this, it is not a problem at all. He's talking about learning. For someone who is enlightened, he's looking this as an opportunity. The very thing that you are saying it's a problem, the very thing you are saying that I cannot get into this, I cannot touch it, someone is embracing it because of the frequency. When you say manifestation, what does it mean? It means I want something. When we say embodiment, I become capable of living it. That is embodiment, right? And how do I bring my awareness into it? I observe the process of becoming that. I observe the process of becoming. That is awareness. Everything is interlinked, right? What is, when I look at it, how do I do a self-realization? Right? Self is not something I need to become. I am that I am. Everything is interlinked when you come to that state. So that's why slowly as we start to be in that phase of life where you are trying to bring, where you are trying to change, where you're trying to connect, now you slowly are becoming into, from frequency into, you're getting into that state of awareness where you are constantly projecting that signal of everything is right, everything is all right. So if you bring meditation now, right? So if I do Anapanasati, right? Now connecting these three layers of meditation, right? Into our meditation, we observe the breath, right? We all observe the breath, and then we go into then our thoughts starts to arise. Now you say, I'm observing my thoughts. Then what happens for some time? Emotions will start to arise. Then you say, I'm observing my emotions. Then what happens? Slowly, the observation now comes into sensation. The sensations will start to arise. Then you say, my sensations, I'm observing my sensations. After some time, what happens? Your body shifts, changes. Right? Now you say, I am observing my body. Don't we do that, right? We all do that. We all do that in that state where you may be remembering certain things in certain aspects, but we may be also remembering certain things in different aspects. So I'll say, some may say that I have a leg pain, some may say that I'm feeling tensed, some may say that my back is aching, some may say my hands are crushing, whatever that is, right? Then slowly you start to look at it and say, oh, okay, what is happening? If I can observe my body, then I'm merely a body, right? If I can observe my emotions, am I merely my emotions? You're now getting into that next phase where you're starting to question the very thing that you are becoming every time. Now you're distancing yourself from that. If I can observe my thoughts, am I merely the thoughts? So what is happening is, this process is what is happening in meditation, where you are moving from your mental frequency into emotional frequency, into the somatic awareness, and then eventually get into the witness consciousness. A beautiful state that you come in, right? From manifestation into the truth. This is why we do Anapanasati, right? So the slowly my desire, manifestation operates in my realm in a way that, okay, I have a desire, I have an intention. Now this intention, this desire has an experience, and this experience changes, right? But when I bring my enlightenment into this, it says, who is the one who is experiencing this? If I manifest a new car, am I still the experiencer? If I manifest financial freedom or wealth, right? Am I still experiencing? So the more and more you start to align these things together, we'll start to see a pattern becoming very, very, very crystal clear to all of us. So if I am able to manifest a beautiful, a better experience, it is not same as realizing the truth. This is very crucial. You have to distinguish that, right? We won't be able to replace I am unhappy to I want happiness. I am spiritual to I want enlightenment. It doesn't happen. The ego will never tune. It will only tune when you are aligned. That's why it is very important that this shift has to come. Because what happens, your ego is so conditioned in these factors that it can also even turn your enlightenment into something that you're chasing, something you want to become, something you want to get. It will not give you what you are. It will never allow you to express what you are. So ask this question: what happens when I stop trying to manifest another experience and simply become aware of the experience that is already happening? Then say, who is aware? Who is the one that is aware? What happens when I stop trying to manifest another experience and simply become aware of the experience that is already happening? You're aware of the experience that is already happening instead of you trying to get something new. And the question is, who is aware? Can the witness, the person who is witnessing, the witness itself be observed as an object? Is it possible? See, these are the important questions. As you start getting into a certain aspect of a concept, you have to take that concept into the truth reality. Then only you can, that your truth is your litmus test. My thoughts come, go, my emotions come and go, my sensations come and go, experiences are coming and going, my body is changing, my personality is changing, but my awareness is present all the time. In all these things, one thing that is common is my awareness. So what happens in my inner journey, once I start to realize this, in my inner journey, instead of trying to look at how do I manifest what I want, you are now shifting into how do I become aligned. Then you move into how do I become aware. Then you go into who am I. Then you will say, I am the awareness in which all experiences arise. So you have that complete framework of everything, how you are bringing it back in alignment to the truth. So you want to manifest something, you need certain aspects of it. But once you have manifested, you understood the concept. Now, in the context of truth, how do I bring that alignment? If this is not happening, then you are only dwelling in that reality that is no longer in the frame of truth. What is wrong in that, right? Why I should not dwell? You can dwell in that duality for eternity. But if you are looking for peace, happiness, enlightenment, realization, liberation, freedom, you want to be compassionate, you want to love, you want higher energies, you want higher, moksha, a lot of that, everything, that's out of question. Because all that dwells under the reality of truth. So until the behavior aspect, we all have it, whether you manifest it knowingly or unknowingly or consciously, unconsciously, what do I want? How do I feel, right? What does my body believe, whether it is safe or not? How do I act? in my behavior? What experience do I repeatedly, get in my life? And I observe all of this as awareness. Who is the one that is observing? You can ask a lot of these questions. But the reality of it is, until you kind of shift this from one phase to another phase, one phase to another phase, and eventually come into that realization, right? It is not going to happen. Because today, if we look at it, our manifestation, what does manifestation really do? It changes our reality. You are X today, tomorrow you're going to become Y. How does my embodiment says? Change the way you inhabit your reality. Change. You change that. How do I bring my meditation into them? When you bring meditation into your life, what happens is you become aware of your reality. So far, you have been in a reality that you don't even know. You're an autopilot. Now you slowly start to become aware of your reality with meditation. This is very important. Without meditation, you don't know where you are, what you are. And you go a little deeper, you ask the question, the very aspect of what it is. Once you become aware of your reality, the next thing is you ask the question, who is the one that is aware of the reality? Who is the one that is aware of the reality within you? That is deeper level. And then enlightenment, which is the last phase of it, says, you are not something outside that you're trying to recognize. Recognize that truth you were seeking was never separate from you. That is enlightenment. Right? It is not separate from you. It is all one. It is all happening in that oneness. So where you started and where it is going, it is all coming together. So the more and more you start to dwell with this understanding, now you are not stuck in your progression. You are peeling the onion every time you are getting a concept, you are peeling that concept and you're trying to realize, oh, this is not it. I got to move on. You go to the next one. Otherwise, what happens? You get stuck in that. If we only talk three-layer frequency and we say that, okay, manifestation is not working for you, this is how you make it work. Okay, then for eternity, we will be manifesting. Then where is the question of truth? Where is the question of happiness? Where is the question of peace? Where is the knowledge of soul? Nothing is there. There is no coherence, right? So I'll actually, this is a deep subject, but I'll stop here. It's about 10:10 already. So if you have any questions, I'll take one or two questions, and then we'll close out for tonight.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful session today.
Thank you.
My question is, when you manifest, don't you have to work towards that manifestation? Like, you have to work towards it or improve your skill or, you know, do all that to make it realize?
Yes. The simplest answer is yes. The bodily aspect of it, the action, right? What you're trying to bring in is a must, right? And then there is an aspect where your action can be reduced. If you are a sincere and a serious meditator, your action doesn't have to be heavily. What does it mean is, if everything is 25%, right? The last 25, which is your action aspect of it, you have to work to get it. That can be lesser aspect when you are a meditator, because you have an option to visualize that. Because universe does not distinguish what you visualize and what you act. For it, it's the same thing.
Okay.
So you will have little more advantage if you are a meditator, because you can sit and visualize as if it already came to you, at which point you will dwell in those energies that which happen when you actually action towards it. Whatever the energies you produce when you act are the same energies the visualization can produce when you close your eyes and be that. Apart from that, everything else, yes, is same. So
Thanks.
whether you're learning a new skill set or new this thing, or you're changing gears or moving from something to other, if you're a meditator, you can visualize it to bring it in a much faster pace. It also helps you to bring it faster, in fact, than you sitting and trying to act. So you become the energy you want to attract, and you got it, rather than trying to go and get it.
So you visualize it while you're doing meditation?
That's the way to do it. I mean, if you're a meditator, you're seriously, you're trying to manifest something, again, you have to eventually come to the truth. But if you are stuck, you want to get something, you want to test it, you want to see whether universe really works, you want to see whether do I have to put my time, effort, energy into this meditation process? Does this have any value? Right? When you want to test the process, right? Before you trust it, you want to test it. So this can be your test. Once it proves, then you say you trust. When you trust, you become.
So the other question is, why manifest though?
Exactly. When you are getting into the truth, instead of trying to manifest it, you accept the reality as it is, right? So that is why it is a phase. So when somebody is coming into meditation, they say, I want this, I want health. That is the entry level, right? You just got into meditation, you're trying to understand what it is. Now in your life, you want to really see, okay, this thing, everybody says this thing works. Let me test it. So you manifest something, you know. You say, I want my health to be better, I want this, I want that, and all that. You are not supposed to use your meditation for that. But for you to have the trust, you have to somewhere draw the line. So everybody has their own way of testing the process. And once you test the process and you realize that it works, then you have to get into truth. Unfortunately, that does not happen, because once you get accustomed of manifesting things on your own layer, you start to get used to it and you get attracted by that. And then you repeatedly keep doing it, you get lost in that. Number one, you forget the very reason why you are here. What is the purpose of meditation? Number one. Number two, you get lost in your own world of manifestation, because now you get used to that. I want to get this, I want to get that. That getting thing never ends. That's why anything that you're learning in the concept of, whether you are experiencing it at your own pace or you're trying to get that knowledge through your spiritual, sadhana and all that, you have to tie it eventually to truth. If you don't try it, then you're only going so far. It's very important. So once you manifest, right, one time, two time, three time, then you ask the question, okay, why am I keep going into this? When I tie it back to the truth, then you will realize that, okay, manifestation is only something that I want to experience. I did it. I'm done. This is not the reality. The reality is I have to accept the situations as they are, because everything that's coming in my life is an opportunity for me to learn and grow. So why am I creating a different reality?
So if you don't manifest and just keep meditating, if you actually get to the meditative state, a lot of people think they are, but they don't. You start getting everything naturally, automatically, right? That's what I believe.
Yes. See, what happens is, it is not like you're getting everything. It is like you are becoming aware of the situations that are happening in your life. They do not bother you anymore. You know,
Yeah.
they come and they go. You are in the higher state of energies and higher state of, when you realize that, hey, it's like, if it rains, the water come in front of your gate or something, right? Or your door, and they go, you don't take much of an attention to it. They come, they go, after the rain is over, it's all going to be back to normal. You don't pay attention to. Similarly, in your life, all the stuff, whatever is happening, you don't pay much attention to it because now you have understood the real sense of I, the real sense of reality, the real sense of how universe works, the real sense of what is happening in life. So when you have that big picture, when you are in that state, you just flow. That's it.
But most people actually manifest for practical things like, car, money, or whatever, the peace, those kind of things. So if you're not manifesting for all those things, you may or may not get those while you're meditating, but it just won't affect you anymore, right?
The purpose is gone. The purpose of meditation is for enlightenment.
Yeah.
The purpose of meditation is self-realization, liberation. That if you are not connected to that, everything else is drama, right?
Yeah.
So you are stuck in the drama. That's how we should look at it. And I mean, it's not like, hey, is this drama relevant to me? It may be relevant to you today, given your state. But once you practice meditation and you become aware of yourself, then you realize that you may not even accept today that this is a drama, right? You may say that I am going through so much of emotional thing, physical thing, and all of that. I cannot accept this. Right? You may fight that out today because you are not in that reality or not in the state of being. But if you put the context of truth, that is what it is. Whether you are dwelling there or not is not the question. What is the fact is the question. And do I live in that fact? That is another question. So the more
Thank you,
and
sir.
more, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said thank you, sir.
So the more and more you meditate, the more and more you start to realize that this is a drama. When you realize that this is a drama, you don't go deep into it. You are there at the surface layer. You let the drama unfold on its own, and you do your part and depart. That's it. It's a very simple way of looking at life. So that's why we call perception is reality. Why perception is reality is your state of as to how you are looking at it makes that a reality. Not necessarily everyone will have same reality for same situation. So, but truth, if I put truth, everyone has one reality. That's it. Truth is only one. It cannot have multiple versions. It is only one. In that context, you will only have one truth. That's the beauty there. Any other questions, masters? No questions, then call it a night. We'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a morning session, Telugu only, local language session, and then followed by next week we'll have satsang and also wisdom session. Right? Thank you very much. And then we are also actually doing PSSM Wisdom Connect, which is a beautiful way of bringing Patri sir's concept of truth into everyone's how to make that as a reality. This initiative got kicked off a couple of months back, and then Hari is chairing that initiative, and then we are finally getting everything together. So this Sunday at 11:30 Eastern, we're going to have a inaugural function, bringing everybody, all senior masters and all, and Livia Devi is going to be there to guide us into meditation. So I'll be hosting that session. So please do join us on Sunday at 11:30 Eastern.
Master, is that online or it's in person?
Online.
Oh,
It is online, and there is a fees to that, right? So if you look at that website and go into, right, there is a recurring monthly, because there is a lot of cost to manage that website, to provide a lot of Patriji's literature. We are trying to put that literature in all languages.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, trying to collate 40 years of data and archiving all that and bringing it from different stakeholders who are holding the data. There is a lot of effort going on. There are about 30 or 40 individuals working on it. There are a lot of volunteers, who also need little more help. So there is a $9 per month or a $99 per year. It is, again, it's a donation.
Yeah.
That money is not going to help to get the whole thing done, but something to give it back to the community is kind of an approach where people who are actually translating it, people who are writing a lot of the content that Patri sir gave into videos, and some of them are audios. So, like, these volunteers are sitting and going through all that, hours and hours, hundreds of hours is being spent to bring all of that into this one website, where we have everything about truth, everything about PSSM, why Patri sir started and all. So there's a lot of effort that's going on. So to recognize that is what this donation is all about. So. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll see you on Sunday. Take care.
Thank you.